Hey guys, it's Capital Connoisseur checking back with you once again to give you another hot financial tip. First and foremost, I want to wish everyone a happy holidays and a happy new year. This week I want to speak to you all briefly about establishing credit history if you have never had anyone. This week's topic came to me from one of my listeners who tunes in every week and sent me an email and wanted to know about how to establish his credit history. I want to give you all 4 tips. Tip number 1, establish an account with a credit union. Your credit unions are more likely to give you a credit card than your traditional bank. Credit unions typically deal with the smaller markets and work more closely with their customers than a nationally recognized bank. Tip number 2, establish a secured line of credit. If you don't know what that simply means is your bank will give you a credit card with a very small limit, typically between $500 to $1,000. What they will do is they will have an account, a typical bank account, linked to that credit card with that amount of money in that account, so that if you don't pay your bill, the money will be directly deducted from that bank account. This is what you call a secured line of credit. Your traditional bank and your credit union will offer these options to you. However, like I mentioned, your credit union is more likely to give you the option than your traditional bank. Tip number 3, don't be so fast to turn your back on those pesky customer service reps in the department store. Getting the department store's credit card is a very good way to establish credit history. Now keep in mind the interest rate may be very high on the credit card, but your goal is to pay the bill on time every month. Make sure that they do report to the 3 credit bureaus that you're concerned with: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. The 4th method, or the 4th tip that I have for you, which is my favorite, is called the piggyback method. Now what this method allows you to do is become an authorized user on one of your family or friends' credit card who has good credit. Now don't become an authorized user on somebody who has a 300 credit score. Find one of those family or friends who has a credit score of 700 and better and who you know pay that bill on time every month. When their credit score is going up, ultimately yours will be doing the same without you ever having to physically put a credit card in your hand. So just to recap, I gave you 4 great tips on how to establish credit history. Your first tip was to establish an account with a credit union if you don't already have one. Credit unions are more likely to give you a credit card than a traditional bank. Tip number 2, get a secured line of credit through your traditional bank or your credit union. This will attach a bank account for collateral to that credit card. Tip number 3, entertain possibly getting a department store credit card. If the department store credit card reports to the credit bureaus, go this route and get a credit card. Tip number 4, use the piggyback method. Once again, this is my favorite method. Become an authorized user on a friend or family member who has great credit history and who you know is going to pay that bill on time. Once again, guys, establishing good credit history is not an easy thing. It takes a lot of time and it takes patience. The most important thing that you want to do is to pay your bill on time and be responsible for your finances. Once again, guys, continue to send me your questions and suggestions that you have to capitalconnis@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at capitalconnis. And please, please, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Capital Connoisseur. That way you can get email alerts every time a new video is posted, anytime I add any new information to my YouTube channel. And as always, it's easier to make a buck, but it's harder to make an investment.